This eero 250 Betting Picks 2025 edition of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code RACE, SGPN.
Driver, start your engine!
Strap in and pull those belts up tight as the Sports Gambling Podcast Network presents the NASCAR Gambling Podcast.
I'm just gonna put my foot on the floor and I'm not lifting till I see God or a checkered flag.
My man.
With all the news and the best bets for your NASCAR weekend.
We want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. In Jesus' name, boogity, boogity, boogity.
Now, here are your hosts, Rod Villagomez and Cody Zeeb.
Welcome in to another episode of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. He's Cody Zeeb. I'm Rod Villagomez, and today it's trucks. Yeah, love it. This is Jess's favorite episode. Jess needs to hurry up and get in here because we're talking her love language. Cody, it is the only series in town on Friday night other than, like I said, the High Limits Racing, but they're not in Richmond, Virginia this particular weekend. And, yeah, lots of fun, lots of great bets, actually, and some names, Cody, of folks that are jumping down to have some fun with the trucks while they can, because this is it.
Yeah, some weeks truck bets are hard, Rod. I got to be completely honest with you. Some weeks it's a struggle to find things, but not this week. There are a lot of things I love for the truck series. I am super pumped. I really like some of the options that we have out there. I think this is a tough field this week. I think that there's a lot of guys who are going to be really good at this track in particular. So I'm excited for that. And I think we're in for a really good truck race on a Friday night.
I think we're in for a fantastic truck race on Friday night. The eero, not Euro, not like the thing you eat. It's. I had to look it up, Cody, because I wanted to know what the hell eero was. It is a Wi-Fi system that is owned by Amazon. So that is what you can get eero. I'm going to have trouble with that all day long. You can get an eero system and make your teenage kids like you better, according to the commercial, by the way, because your Wi-Fi will be more dependable. So eero 250, it worked because I actually got a chance to learn what it was, right?
Maybe I need to look into that.
I think I probably should.
I've been struggling with the Wi-Fi lately.
That might be a very good purchase for you. So we may be getting eero if you're listening. Cody's address is as follows, and you can send it to him there. But Nick Weil saying, watch out for Connor Moylesack. He had a top 10 here last year. Well, the people will watch out for him for sure. I'll tell you that right now.
You better watch out for him. That's all I got to say.
Right, Cape checking in. Fellas, Right, Cape, cheers. By the way, Cody, I was listening to a story today on the news that, and it even popped up on my Twitter feed, that alcohol consumption in America has gone down over the last few years. I am single-handedly trying to rectify that. So tonight, cheers to all of you as I try to drink us back into make America drunk again is where I'm heading with this one.
As somebody who works in the beer industry for my day job, thank you, Rob.
You're very welcome.
We love people like you.
This is where we're going with that. Matt Jones checking in saying, yo, right, Cape back with yo. Ty Tiger.
Yo.
Hi, guys. Hey, Ty Tiger.
We haven't seen you. We've been seeing him more lately, which I love.
Me too.
So, yeah, good to see you, buddy.
Absolutely good to see you. You know what else is good to see? You downloading the SGPN app for all of your picks and your podcasts. It's completely free. How can you pass up an offer like that? It's one convenient place for all of it. The SGPN app gets you wherever you want, and wherever you get your apps is where you can find that beautiful stuff. But yes, Cody, Richmond is for the trucks. Virginia is for truckers, and this is where we're going to be this particular day. The trucks, much like Xfinity and Cup, the trucks only come here once a year anyways, so there's no big deal and no big trade-off there. But the fact that there's no Xfinity, I don't know what made them make this move, because Xfinity's been here just about every year as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, you cut back to one date. I can't remember if Xfinity, I think they only had one of the 2 dates before. But basically, I think you're kind of looking at they're getting ready for their playoff push. This is a good chance to give them kind of one more break. I think that we've got them close to every week from here on out. Maybe one more out there where we don't have them. It looks like we've got them every single week after this. So yeah, it's a straight run through and through the playoffs, I guess. So they're they also end with Daytona as their. Oh wait, I'm looking at the Cup Series. That's probably the problem.
See, my thumbnail today threw you off too, didn't it?
It sure did. And guess what? They do have another break in September. So I guess not the only thing. I was going to say I was like, they don't end at Daytona, do they? No, they don't. They go all the way. They have 3 more races left in the regular season, but they do have one more break in September. But getting down to crunch time for them. So yeah, much needed break for those people. Obviously works out well for Connor Zilich to get a bye week this week, as he gets healed up and hopes to get back. So yeah, no Xfinity, but trucks, it's a pretty loaded field this week.
That's why they did it. They knew Connor Zilich couldn't go. They're like, oh yeah, pull the plug. We were never in Richmond. Never ever in Richmond.
It's all part of the script, Rob.
Yeah, it's all part of the script. TK saying it'll be a busy day for the double P and Q followed by the truck race all in a row pretty much. Yeah, Friday, Saturday. Remember the Cup race is on Saturday.
Yeah, and everything starts Thursday, too. If you got Flow Racing, the Modifieds are going to be there, the Wayland Modifieds. I know guys like Corey LaJoy are in that field. I think Ryan Preece is likely racing that. Usually Ryan Newman, some of those guys. I'm sure the Baldwin kid or maybe even both of them are in that. So, yeah, they're going to be there Thursday. They've got practice, qualifying, race. And then, Friday, truck practice and qualifying, then the truck race. And then, of course, Saturday night, don't forget, is the Cup race as well. So, nice condensed weekend and a very busy one.
Yeah, and one that my family probably enjoys because it'll be over on Saturday night and it doesn't take all 3 days out of our weekend.
Yeah, I'd say my family would enjoy that too, but I'm going to be announcing Saturday night or pit reporting Sunday night rather. So that's still a full weekend of racing for me.
Yeah, bring the kids, bring the family, bring everybody. Who cares? Just have some fun at the track. But right. Speaking of having fun at the track, the eero 250 Richmond Raceway in Richmond, Virginia, set for 250 laps. Around this 0.750 mile paved track for 187.5 fun-filled, action-packed truck driving miles. Cody, we talked about it just a second ago. This entry list is like the who's who of everybody wanting to jump down one last time.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we've had even the max amount of truck series starters, it seems like. Well, we did last week at the Glen, but we've not had more trucks than there is spots, and we do have that this week. So one driver will go home. There's 37 trucks for 36 spots. Brent Cruz is back in the number 1 truck for Tricon Garage. Of course, young kid that's been doing really well. Sammy Smith, he is, whoa, boy, what's going on here? That was crazy. Sammy Smith, he's going to be in the 7 for Spire Motorsports. Christian Eckes making a return to the truck series for McAnally Hilgeman Racing. We'll be talking about him plenty. Of course, that's a team he raced for last year in the 19 truck. So making his return back with them again this week. Looking down the list, Matthew Gold is going to be in the 41 car for Nice Motorsports. That's Phil Gold's son. Of course, he is a crew chief in the Cup, or I don't remember what series he's in now, but he's a crew chief in the NASCAR garages. Andres Perez de Lara, by the way, fired from the 77 ride, Rod. He's going to be in the 44 car for Nice. So I guess kind of just getting moved around a little bit there. Caden Honeycutt, notably, will take over the 52. The press release, by the way, from them, as Bob Pockris noted, states that he's going to drive the 52 truck for the balance of the Craftsman Truck Series season. So that would make you assume that they are not expecting a return from, Stuart Friesen, and I think that's what everybody kind of expects. So Luke Van House, he is going to be back in the 66 truck for Thor Sport. And Corey LaJoy is going to be in the 77 truck. So, of course, they moved Perez de Lara out of that truck. They shut down the 07 truck for the rest of the season, moved the owner's points from the 07 truck to the 77 truck, and that's the one that LaJoy is going to be running. And then I think the 77 points got moved to the 16 truck to help that truck get qualified in with Christian Eckes. A lot of moving and shaking and stuff around with some of these Chevy teams. But Corey LaJoie will be in that 77 truck for the rest of the season, so he'll be a regular name on this entry list for the rest of the year now.
So crazy. There's so many great people that are going to be racing in this Truck Series race, and it just now that with Caden Honeycutt in the 52, obviously Andres Perez going to the 44. It's like silly season happened in the middle of the regular season.
We've seen. Is this becoming a thing now? I guess I don't know. We saw last year was the trade, right, where Corey LaJoie and Justin Haley swapped rides across manufacturers last year, which was not something we'd seen really since like the early 2000s when that had been done before. I mean, there's always kind of been moving around within manufacturer and partnership teams and stuff, but that was kind of a big, like essentially a trade, which was interesting between Rick Ware and Spire, of course. But yeah, I guess with all the data, all the information, and as kind of listened to some people as more stuff came out last week, I think that's why Chevy and Nice wanted to cut ties with Caden Honeycutt so quick, because we got to stop giving him all of our valuable information that he's going to take over to a Toyota team next year. And so that's why they just cut him and called it good and moved on, I guess.
Truth be told, Cody, if you announce that you're leaving this show for another rival show, I will cut you so fast that you will, all of our trade secrets are out the window and you'll be gone, friend, gone. And I won't even look back.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that right now.
Just kidding. Right now, look at him.
Oh, yeah, you got to keep the door open. I don't know who's, Dale Earnhardt Jr. gets on the phone or something,
Hey, listen, if he got on the phone, man, I would, whatever cover letter you'd need from me, that would be in the email right away. Not that you need it at that point, because if Dale Jr.'s knocking on your door.
I'm not going anywhere, Rod. This show's too good to leave.
Love you too, buddy.
Just be like leaving Hendrick Motorsports for somebody else. Why would you leave? I mean, come on, things are too good.
I'm trying to think of drivers who have left Hendrick freely, other than like Kyle Busch.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't a freely thing.
Sure wasn't freely.
They
you're right.
Forced him out. Like I don't know that anybody's left Hendrick freely. Why would you?
I would. That's all I'm saying. There's no way I would. I wouldn't leave a cush job like that. But all right. Well, then let's start setting up some betting cards. I know everybody's itching to start setting up some betting cards for this Truck Series because there's really no actual news. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's been a crazy couple of days for me. I've been a little absent from the Discord, but yeah, not any big news. I know. Well, I guess the one big news is the penalty report came out, and Austin Hill's not on it, so he's fine. Wreck people if you want to. That's great. So, and then TK say, nice to see the series is so flexible. I guess surprised you can move points between the teams. For the record, that is just the owner points, right? So the actual like driver points can't be moved, of course, but the owner championship is kind of a different thing. And you get in the Xfinity and the Truck Series, that matters more because in the Cup Series, you pretty much have the same guys in. And this year, you have the same guys in the same teams pretty much the whole season. But the owner's points thing is a big deal, and that's where actually a majority of the money comes from the smaller series. So that's why you see like the 19 get, all-star guys throughout the year. They score a bunch of points. Then you put like an Eero Marola in there for the playoffs. And that's why Corey LaJoie has been moved into this truck for the playoffs because they think he could make a run at the owner's championship. Of course, not eligible for the driver's championship. So that's why. I
mean, what if he was? That'd be pretty funny if he all of a sudden jumped in and then like, it's Corey LaJoie's the champion, but he didn't run like 3 races. TK also saying that I am not, or Cody is not in between podcasts. I love the dig there, but.
Yes, I like the sprinkle.
It's okay. Listen, I love my boys over at the In Between Media. They are amazing.
I love those boys too.
Right? I mean, this is the thing about this community, man. This is why I've loved being a part of, and not to get all gushy before we start getting into the picks, but this is why I just love everybody because nobody here is thumping their chest in this community and trying to okay. None of our friends in the industry are over there thumping their chests, and we're all trying to work together to make the space grow. And I think it makes it a very harmonious place to be. So, absolutely love it. All right, let's get to the bets, which is exactly why we are here. But first, got to tell you about our friends over at MyBookie, MyBookie.ag. We are brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie, your place to bet on every single sport, including MLB, WNBA, golf, football futures. I was talking to Cody about some of the other bets that I was trying to place the other day. You've actually got Aussie rules in there. You have got cricket. You've got darts. You've got cycling. You've got futsal. You got Gaelic sports. Oh, man, so many sports that you can't even imagine over there on mybookie.ag. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. Easy deposit, lightning fast payout using cryptocurrency. Told you about my CFL, my Ottawa Red Blacks. They're still 6.5-point underdogs heading into Thursday night's game against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Go grab that. They are on a roll. Absolutely love them. Minus 110 to get them at plus 6.5. I mean, look, even if they don't win, I have a feeling they'll cover the spread. So take the Red Blacks plus 6.5 over on mybookie.ag. Head to mybookie.ag. Use the promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. Rhythm's power trends are now smart signals. Rhythm continues to crush it with smart signals. Essentially, it's the best of the best of what their house model has to offer. Their AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. Think a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Smart signals are updated daily, and they're exclusive to Rhythm. There's no touts, there's no noise, just clean, data-backed bets. MLB Smart Signals are crushing it. Mike Trout and Giancarlo Stanton are a combined 14-0 on Smart Signals, recommending their unders. WNBA Smart Signals, 97-65 in July with a 15.64% ROI. So good that Scott and Adam literally were booted off of one of their books for winning too much. Yeah, that's exactly how it happened. Download the Rhythm app. Check out Smart Signals. Start betting smarter. You know that we are going to be, speaking of WNBA, how about Alicia Gray? Her Rhythm is actually predicting her at 17.2 points and assists, where the lines are right around 20.5. The under is what's being definitely recommended here. The consensus is on the under for Alicia Gray points and assists. That's all powered by our Rhythm Smart Signals. So get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. No extra reading in that one today. That was the funny thing.
Good job, Rod. Nico with his AFL bet of the week. The Brisbane Lions over the Fremantle. Is it Fremantle? Fremantle Dockers. Oh, the Dockers. Minus 110.
Dude, those Brisbane Lions are insane. They are so good. So I love it. Nico, absolutely crushed that one because that's it.
JDK also says he's going to need a co-host on his new podcast called Locking Lugs. That's a good name. I like that. Him and Sour D are going to start it, and their first bet is Reddick top 10 at plus 130. So sorry to see you guys start off on a losing note, but hey, whatever.
I know one other person that would love to host that podcast with you, although departed now, would probably all it takes is a quick DM, and you'd get that person right in your show. I'd feel like that'd be a funny way to go about it. So, all right, Cody. Well, then let's get to these eero 250 bets because that's what the people are here for.
Yeah, the said person would actually fit in well with the not betting on the things they give out thing too. So that's good. Okay. Sorry. Anyways. All right, Rod, let's get into some truck series bets. I love this slate. It's great. There is a lot of head-to-heads this week that I like. I'm going to start with Layne Riggs over Corey Heim, minus 105. Audible gasp from the crowd. Rod, you're fading. Not really fading. I'm just taking oh, Jesus Christ. Who am I taking? I'm taking Layne Riggs over him. One of these guys. I'm taking Layne Riggs over Corey Heim at minus 105. I'm bet 365. Corey Heim seems to struggle a little bit on the short tracks, and it's not always his fault because there's races like North Wilkesboro where he leads 162 laps, gets dumped late, and finishes in 17th place. But that's something you have to take into account at a track like this. And you look back and we've been on 5 short-ish tracks that I'm kind of looking at here. Not all direct comps, but I feel like this is a good sample size for what to kind of look at. So IRP just a couple of weeks ago, Corey Heim looked rather pedestrian at that race, Rod. If we're going to be honest, he didn't look that great. He led 20 laps up front, sure, but that's for Corey Heim. Yeah, it's one of his lowest laps led on the entire season, right? That's not a great day. And that was more just in cycling of things. And he finished third. It's not like he had a horrible finish, right? And that's because he started first too, by the way. But finished third, but not good enough to beat Layne Riggs, who went out and won that race because he's a short track specialist. North Wilkesboro, I mentioned. Layne Riggs finishes in second. It was the 17th place finish for Heim. Again, not indicative of how he ran, but indicative of not being able to close out these races. It seems like on the bigger tracks, the Watkins Glen, a place where you can run away and hide, he had no problem last week, right? Lime Rock, you can run away and hide, had no problem. Charlotte, you can run away and hide, had no problem. But these smaller tracks where things get bunched up, things just don't go his way a lot, and I'm kind of leaning into that. Rockingham, he was 8th, not great. Now, he did beat Riggs there, was 11th. Martinsville, another short track, he led, once again, a ton of laps. How many laps did he lead? He led 149 laps there, but still a 6th-place finish, just not the greatest of days. Did still beat Layne Riggs there, so I'll give him credit for that. And then Bristol, you look at as well. It's faster, but still a short track, right? Only led 16 laps, finished in 3rd place. So, again, it's not overly, he's been horrible, fade him, it's not that. It's just the fact of no wins. Out of all the wins he has this year, right? He has no wins on short tracks. He's not been able to get it done there. And Layne Riggs, on the other hand, oh, by the way, here he's kind of been pedestrian as well. 16th last year. Richmond, 6th and 5th in his other 2 starts. Never really led a ton of laps, never dominated these races. Just, he's not been as good. He's just short tracks. He's, honestly, kind of like Tyler Reddick. Really good everywhere, just not on short tracks. So, good comparison, I guess, there. But Layne Riggs, on the other hand, he's a short track specialist. That's what he's good at. The 1st at IRP, the 2nd at North Wilkesboro, 11th at Rockingham, 11th at Martinsville. I would have liked to see better, obviously, but the 6th at Bristol as well. 19th in his first start here at Richmond, but brought it back up with a 5th-place finish last year, a really good run. You don't get many opportunities to go against Corey Heim. I think Corey Heim is going to be really good on the day still. He's not going to be bad. He's probably going to lead some laps. He's going to run up front. I just don't think this is one of those weeks where we don't see Heim probably, and even I guess he could dominate it, but doesn't always close these out. Just not as much of a short track guy. So I'm going to take Layne Riggs, who is a short track guy. And by the way, Riggs has been the one truck all season that's been able to hang with Corey Heim on a week-to-week basis. I mean, he's been right there with him. Heim has been, the one, but Riggs is the 1B, not far behind him. So give me Riggs this week over Heim at -105. You can get that one over on Bet365, and it's posted a lot of places, but Riggs actually has kind of swung to the favorite in a couple of the books. So I really like it if you can get the 365.
Yeah, and I actually have a couple more thoughts about Riggs later on in the show, and I agree with TK too that Riggs has easily been the main threat to Heim all year, and honestly, it's because he has just put together that good of a run each and every time, and a lot like you said, Cody. I was like, maybe we're overthinking because the last couple of weeks have been a lot of chalk, right? And so we're like, we got to go with the chalk. But in this instance, Corey Heim is not chalk because on short tracks, he hasn't necessarily been that great this year. No. So,
yeah, a lot of the books, Riggs is actually the more favorite than Heim is even. And Heim's going to be there and Heim's going to be good. He is. He just, short tracks have always kind of been. And I wanted to go back actually and look at last year. I didn't dig into this as much beforehand, but I feel like he wasn't as good. I mean, yeah, so Martinsville, 10th place, Bristol, 2nd place in the fall. But again, just not winning right? That was races he's losing out to a Chandler Smith or a Christian Eckes type. IRP, 17th last year. Worldwide Technology, you're starting to get to a bigger track. He did win at North Wilkesboro, so you give him credit there. But 6th at Bristol, the 16th here at Richmond, it just not been as good. Whereas on the big tracks, I mean, that's where he dominates. And the road courses, obviously, he's done really well this season. But there's not many weaknesses in Heim time, but the one is the short tracks are just not quite as good. And it's not a Kyle Larson super speedway weakness. It's just, he's a little less Corey Heim on short tracks.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, yeah, he's going to make a run for this championship. There's no doubt about it. He's going to be there in the end battling for it. And this will probably be his last year in the truck series for sure. So, but he doesn't need this race to make a statement. He can just go out there and not try to crash and be happy with his day. So love it. All right. I am going to fade one of the Xfinity drivers that's coming down to race in the truck series. It'll be his 4th race of the season, and that is Sammy Smith. He is in a head-to-head matchup with Grant Enfinger, the series regular. I know Cody's shaking his head, and I understand this. Listen, here's the thing about this matchup. I predict that this is going to be a very close matchup. This will be a very tight matchup, in fact, and a lot of places have this pretty evenly matched anyways. And, in fact, this DK does have it at minus 115 on either end of this. So even they don't know what to make of this. But I'm going to plant my flag and take the Grant Enfinger part of this, all right? So far this season in that 7 truck, in that Spire 7, Sammy Smith has finishes of 10th place at North Wilkesboro and 6th place at Watkins Glen. Earlier in the season, a 16th place at Rockingham in the 07. Now, of course, we talked about the fact that the 07's not what the 7 truck is, but I don't know. It's weird because
so much so that they got rid of it.
Right, yeah. They're like, we're done with the 07. That experiment is over. But where I'm kind of drawing from, too, is that on this track, he doesn't have any Truck Series experience, but he does have 2 races in the Xfinity Series. In the 18 truck, he started on the outside pole in 2023, led 40 laps, but finished 19th. In 2024, in the 8 car, he started 13th and finished 9th. So not really all that great when it comes to this track in particular. Yeah, top 10 finishes, that's great, but we're talking about Grant Enfinger, which I'll give you all of his stats in a second. You look at how the 7 truck has done this season on short tracks. Now, granted, you're going to say, yeah, but Corey Day was driving it. Yeah, but Corey Day's the second coming of Jesus Christ himself, so he should be able to get top 15s on short tracks. Nope. 32nd at Martinsville, suspension issue. But Rod, he had a suspension issue. Okay, that's great. How about Bristol? 15th. Well, that's not that fantastic. Rockingham, 22nd. Holy Lord. North Wilkesboro, he did get a top 10, did Sammy Smith. But, you know, a top 10, when we talk about guys like Grant Enfinger, I don't think is going to get it done because Grant Enfinger has top 10s in spades in the Truck Series. In fact, he's never finished outside of the top 10 in his career and in the Truck Series at Richmond Raceway. He has a win in 2020, an 8th place finish in 2021, 4th place in 2022, 9th place in 2023, 4th place in 2024. If I'm counting, that's 3 top 4 finishes and a couple of top 10 finishes to boot on that. He led 98 laps last year in this race as well. I mean, for Grant Enfinger, this is just a track that he's good at, and we talk all the time. In fact, he's led in every single race, that he's been in on this track in the Truck Series. But we talk all the time about Grant Enfinger just being so undervalued. Average finish of 10th place this year. 11 top 10s in 17 starts. 6 top 5s. Now, he hasn't won yet this year, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, you can't overlook him. IRP, 4th place finish. Michigan, a 2nd place finish. North Wilkesboro, a 5th place finish this year, which, by the way, better than Sammy Smith. Rockingham, 5th place finish. Another short track finish there. Now, he did get got at Martinsville, a 29th place finish for him because he got wrecked and had to sit out on the DVP clock. But a 12th place at Bristol, which, yes, of course, that's not or Sammy Smith didn't even race Bristol, but still, a 12th place at Bristol for Grant Enfinger. I'm just saying, he's being overlooked. He's being disrespected. I know the 7 truck's strong. I know Sammy Smith is strong. I just think Grant Enfinger is going to be stronger this weekend. So give me Grant Enfinger minus 115 over Sammy Smith.
Yeah, I don't know if I can go against my new favorite guy in Sammy Smith, Rod. But, Grant Enfinger has been great lately, overall, everything. I mean, Grant Enfinger is great. So hard to argue too much with that.
Yeah, and you shouldn't argue too much with that because I just laid out the case. And I'm even going to talk more about him in a second. And I know you've got another bet coming up as well. But allow me to tell you about our friends over at Circa. How about Circa, the world's greatest sports book, Circa Las Vegas? They're hosting the world's biggest pro football contests, Circa Million, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo, with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. You honestly can't call yourself a true DJ if you're not competing in the Circa football contests. Circa football contest. Come hang out with SGPN at Circa Contest Weekend, August 21st through August 23rd for an amazing weekend, including live shows and, better than anything, open bars. Plus, you get 15% off a stay at the Circa with promo code SGP15. Contest is open to everyone, even you sitting there saying it's not open to you. It is. Sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com, use promo code SGP. You get $50 off of your proxy These, you've heard us several times over talk about our friends over at Underdog. Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening now, and all summer long, they're giving away $15 million in guaranteed prizes, including $2 million to first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is literally the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog also is a great place to play Pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Talked about it yesterday. It's still up right now. It's Brad Sweet. It is the Thunder Bowl Raceway of high limit racing. His finishing position is projected at 3.5. Oh, you can only take the better then. Now, they took away the worse then. You see what you guys did? You guys totally took this away. But you know what? I told you yesterday, take the worse then. Go ahead and take the better then. Just roll the dice on this one. Underdog, they took you. They knew what was going on. But take the better then. He is the points leader. Maybe he squeezes a third place finish out for you. That'd be fantastic. But yeah, you guys wrecked it. This is what you do. See, this is why you guys are so smart. Sign up with our promo code RACESGPN. You're going to claim a special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code RACESGPN.
You should be using Underdog already for racing season, Rod. But if you're not on there and football season is here, or get on fucking Underdog if you call yourself a sports fan.
Yeah. And listen, now they got the high limits, they got the outlaws, they got all that racing out there for you too.
They have a ton of racing and a ton of I can before we got on the show, Rod's like, we're just kind of having a conversation. Rod just goes, this handball pick is pissing me off. And I was just like, just perfect classic Rod. Like he's pissed off over a handball pick. Love to see it. But Underdog has those crazy kind of weird different sports on there a lot, so you love to see it.
Yep, esports. They got the Pro Disc Golf Tour going on right now. They got picks for that as well. So, telling you right now, get on Underdog and have yourself some fun. Learn a new sport. It's always a great thing to do. Although, great thing to do, cashing on Truck Series. So, Cody, where are we going next?
It is. Yeah, this is the Fade Carson Quapple section of the show. Rod, I did forget to mention he's going to be in this race. Sorry, this is again, a loaded entry list. He's going to be in the 97 truck for CR7 Motorsports. That, of course, is the team that Grant Enfinger races for. So adding a second truck, interesting, right? So that already kind of, CR7 obviously is a good team with Enfinger, but adding entire second truck, where are you pulling a crew from? There's 37 entries in this race, so a lot of the people who have been pitting the trucks all year are probably busy pitting trucks because we have more entries than normal. So all of that concerns me, right? And he's a JRM guy. He's got those ties. I'm sure there's Chevy help and all that, but that part of it does concern me just a touch with him. And then also, he's only got one career Truck Series start. That was last year. It was at Bristol, a 12th place finish. That's respectable, right? You'll take that. But it didn't light the world on fire. And this year in the Xfinity Series, it's not really been that great, right? It's had some flashes. He's looked really good, but getting to the end of these races has been a problem. Now, he did finish 5th at Watkins Glen. Okay, that's a road course. 30th at Indianapolis. That's not a good day. 9th at Iowa. That's a short track, right? It's a respectable finish. That's fine. 15th at Dover, 8th at Sonoma, 16th at Chicago, 2nd at Atlanta Super Speedway, right? But he did finish 2nd at Bristol, so I'll give him some props there. He had a 6th at Pocono, 9th at Nashville, so some good finishes sprinkled in there, but go back to Rockingham, 16th, Phoenix, 26th place, just not great runs throughout the season in the Xfinity Series, and he's matched up against some pretty good drivers here in the Truck Series. One of them being Daniel Hemrick, who you can get at -105 over on Bet365 for Daniel Hemrick, who his Truck Series results look like this: 2nd, 7th, 9th, 5th, 27th, 4th, 8th, 4th, 10th, 2nd, 3rd, 13th, 1st, 5th, 13th, 16th, 7th. Oh, the entire season, all these different track types, everything they've done this year, one finish worse than 16th place. And 4 finishes outside of the top 10. He has been the model of consistency. Rarely is he, actually never, has he been the best truck this season. He's put himself in some hella good situations. Won at Martinsville, hella good situation last week. Comes home 2nd. Probably could have wrecked Corey Heim there at the end. You can do that. Austin Hill said it's fine. You can get away with it. And won that race, but he didn't. He delivers you good, solid results. Martinsville, that race where he did just outlast and kind of sneak through there at the end as they all wrecked. He wins that race. That's a short track. 13th at Bristol. You would have liked to see better. He did start on the pole there. 3rd place at Rockingham, so that was a good short track run. 4th place at North Wilkesboro, good short track run. 7th place at IRP a couple of weeks ago. So he's been good. And if you go back to Daniel Hemrick's time here in the Xfinity Series, driving for Colleague and RCR, and Joe, well, he was a little bit everywhere, but 6th place finish here in 22 for Colleague, a 6th place finish here in 21 for Joe Gibbs, a 3rd place finish for Richard Childress here in 2018, a 4th place in 2017 for Richard Childress, a 3rd place in 2017 for Richard Childress. Some pretty good runs for Daniel Hemrick, who, again, not leading a ton of laps, 35, 26, 17, some laps, but just putting together good, solid races. Getting to the end, you can trust that you're going to get that out of Hemrick. At this point in time, you can't trust that you're going to get that out of Quapple. If I had to place one bet this week, that's the bet I'm taking. So those of you with the locals that get the matchups and stuff, Hemrick over Quapple, I love it. And then I'm also going to take Corey LaJoie over him, Rod, because, well, I had to find a way to work Corey LaJoie into the show. Had to make sure that I got a bet on our guy. Tough to kind of look at Corey because he's only got one Truck Series start this year. It was Michigan. He wasn't overly impressive, but he did outlast all the chaos at the end, all the stuff, and got a top 5 finish at the end of the day. He's a seasoned Cup Series guy. He's going to be running the modified race here on Thursday, and he's just a guy that I trust. He's going to be out there. He's going to take care of this equipment and get it to the end. Quapple's got a lot of talent. He's going to be great down the road. We're not always seeing the results right now. So give me Daniel Hemrick over Quapple. You get that over on Bet365. And then LaJoie over Quapple, which you can get over on the ESPN. And that's actually plus money at plus 105.
And I don't know if I started the season higher on Quapple over Zilich. I mean, boy, am I wrong if I did. I'd have to go back and listen to it. But I don't think you had him over him, but I think you were maybe close to equally excited. Yeah, and I thought maybe they'd be a little bit closer in talent, and maybe they are.
Spoiler. They were not
closer. No, they were not. Yeah, Quapple definitely.
Nobody was closer.
Jesus Christ. I mean, if you look back, this is the year of Zilich for sure, but yeah.
Shout out to Captain Two Stroke. He's building a streak, Rod. I think he was mentioning the other day it was his first time catching us live. I've seen him in the chat live a couple times. Click and subscribe, hitting that bell always notifies you when we're here. Glad to see you, even though we're running a little bit later today. So it's awesome. What's your next bet, Rod?
My next bet is the same a lot like what I just gave you, but this is a different angle on Grant Enfinger. I like him over Sammy Smith because I really do truly believe that he is in for a top 5 run this week. Plus 180 over on Hard Rock. Believe it or not, though, even with all of the drivers that are around, the top 5 market's not really all that sexy. So, but this is why, Cody, because we talked about it earlier, too. The Truck Series has been very top-heavy most of the season, right? Your Corys, your Laynes, your all these, like even Daniel for that matter, like all these guys reside in the top 5, and it is very difficult to, if you're a book, I guess, say, well, let's put them at longer odds this week because you're going to get hammered if you, again, I know that we are small fish in a very, very large pond, but you got to think that we are definitely setting some of this up because we identify some of the misprices, and the books are like, son of a bitch. Those NASCAR gambling podcast guys, they got us. But this is one where I think you can take this and be safe. Grant Enfinger top 5. I just talked about him a lot in the head-to-head matchup, but just to reiterate, as far as top 5s are concerned, 6 top 5 finishes this season, and 3 of them have been on short tracks. The 4th place at IRP, the 5th place at North Wilkesboro, and then the earlier one at, why am I not scrolling? 5th place at Rockingham. So those are all 3. But even more than that, too, if you look at the top 5 finishes on this track of active drivers, he is second on the list behind Ty Majeski. In 5 starts, like I just said, he's got 3 top 5 finishes, and all 5 of them have been inside of the top 10 for Grant Enfinger. This is just a track that he is so good at, and it doesn't matter what track he's at or what truck he's actually driving, right? I mean, he was in the 98 truck, and he ended up winning this race. The 98 truck the next year, he finished 8th. The 23 truck, he finished 4th. Second year in the 23 truck, he finished 9th. And then last year in the 9 is when he led those 98 laps and finished in 4th place. So for Grant Enfinger, like I said, it's not sexy. It's not something that you are running to the counter because you are thoroughly convinced that Grant Enfinger is going to do it. But then when you look up at the scoring pylon at the end and you're like, Grant Enfinger was 4th. And people are not even going to talk about it for most of the day. They're just going to be like, oh, yeah, and there's the number 9 truck. And then they're going to go up to the front battle. And then at the end of it, you're going to cash, and you're just going to be like, oh, of course Grant Enfinger finished in the top 5. And, of course, I'm going to cash this. And there's other books that have this as low as like plus 150, but Hard Rock has plus 180. The first one I think I put it in was DraftKings, and I was like plus 150. And then I was like, ESPN, oh, that's plus 170. And then I clicked over on Hard Rock, and I was like, oh, plus 180. So I had to keep updating it. But Grant Enfinger top 5 plus 180.
It pays to shop around, Rod. We say that time and time again, but use what you have available to you, right? And that's part of the tough part of sports betting and all this stuff is everybody listening to us has different options. You might be in Canada and be limited to those books. You might be in Nebraska and be forced to go to the one casino here where you can only play stuff on there, but like stuff, right? That's how it is. And shop around, use the different things that are available to you. If you're in one of those states that has a million options, have the million options because it pays to shop and pays to get the better lines. So I always love to see that. And Enfinger, it's never really that sexy, but he always just ends up there, and that's what you like about him. So I will back you on that one, Rod. I'm going to go to Chandler Smith, top 3, plus 120. I love Chandler Smith here. Last made a start, at this track in 2022, racing for Kyle Busch Motorsports. He started in second, Rod. He led 176 laps on his way to the victory. He loves this track. 4th in his second start here. And back his first start, he was 12th. So he kind of got a little bit better, right? 12th to 4th, and then that dominating performance back in 2022, the last time he was here in the Truck Series. And he's been kind of a short track guy. Like he's sort of filled that Christian Eckes role this year where Heim kind of backs up and a guy like Eckes steps up. That's kind of, besides Riggs, obviously, Ben Smith's role as well. But a solid 6th place run at IRP, just a good race he puts together there. Won at North Wilkesboro. He only led 1 lap. It was the most important lap, but in position to be there when you need to be there. Bristol led 127 laps. He won there, short track, right? 4th place at Martinsville. He's been good on these short tracks. That's what I love to see out of Chandler Smith. And dominating fashion last time he was here. You could look at it and you could say, oh, yeah, that was a Kyle Busch Motorsports truck, but these front row trucks are really fucking good too. Look, his teammate is the favorite. Smith is high up there on the list. So, yeah, I think this is a good Chandler Smith week. Rod, give me his top 3 at plus 120.
Yeah, and I was taking a good hard look at Chandler Smith as well for a couple of the head-to-heads in the offerings, and I couldn't come up on the side that I like because Chandler Smith was so heavily juiced on that one, and so I was like, I can't really. I mean, I don't want to say heavily, but minus 130 is not where I want to live.
It's getting up there. There's a lot of truck matchups this week, so shout out to the books for that. But yeah, there's some really, really tough ones. Obviously, I gave out 3, you gave out 1. That we really like, but there's some really tough ones out there as well.
I think Carruth and Rhodes is in one of those. That's definitely a tough one to pick on sides. Yeah, because I think Carruth is juiced, and yeah, it's fun though because they're making us think. So thank you, books, for making us think and actually have to justify what we're talking about. So a name I haven't said in so very, very long. That is Tyler Ankrum. We're back again on the Tyler.
I think there's a reason you've said that. Or there's said his name.
Absolute reason why I haven't said Tyler Ankrum's name in a very long time. Listen, for a while, it was like cash the top 5, right? Honestly, there was that stretch, especially between, at 3rd place in Atlanta, the 4th at Homestead, the 2nd at Martinsville, the 4th at Bristol, the win at Rockingham, the 4th at Texas, the 3rd at North Wilkesboro. I mean, it was like cash the top 5. Tyler Ankrum top 5 was cashing so many times that you couldn't stay away from it. Okay, it fell off, but I think we're back on this. Plus 350, Tyler Ankrum, top 5. Hard Rock has this at the best price. And he did fall on hard times, right? 12th at Charlotte, 17th at Nashville, 24th at Michigan, 26th at Pocono, 10th at Lime Rock, but that's kind of a road course. But here's the thing. Starting to slink back into the conversation over the last couple of races. An 8th place finish at IRP and a 5th place finish at Watkins Glen. I get that the Watkins Glen finish is a road course, but boy, that race, if you can finish 5th in that race, in that particular race, you were doing something right in that instance. And I'm going to give Tyler Ankrum credit for doing something right and finishing well. But again, You look at his short track finishes this season, have been fantastic. That second at Martinsville, that fourth at Bristol, that first at Rockingham, that third at North Wilkesboro, all of those were top 5 finishes, and that is exactly what you want to see. And maybe getting back on a short track for Tyler Ankrum is exactly what the doctor ordered, especially on a track in which he's got 2 top 5 finishes in his career and a 6th place finish last year in that 18 truck. So 2020, he had a 5th place finish in the 26 truck. 3rd place finish in the 26 truck in 2021. A couple of 13th place finishes in the 16 truck. I'll kind of scratch those out. But then come back with a 6th place finish in the 18. I know he struggled. I know that he looked bad in that long stretch of... And, of course, those 4 races or those 5 races was like 6 months because that's just the way that shook out. And so you felt like Tyler Ankrum was just sliding and declining and such a bad truck driver, but honestly, it was just kind of a 4-race stretch that he wasn't all that great. Can't knock out the fact that he was good at all these short tracks all season long. I think we get back to it, and I think a top 5 at plus 350 is where we hammer the books.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue too much with you on Ankrum. You've obviously been on him a lot this season, and he's catched you a ton. It's been quiet lately, but some bigger tracks and stuff in there. We'll see. This is definitely going to be... He's a guy I got my eye on this week. If he does pop up again this week and run good, then, certainly be a guy to continue to keep an eye on going forward. Shout out to Derek over in the chat, says Rodman and the Zebra. I like that nickname better than the other one they've been trying to bestow upon me. So, yeah, let's stick with that. The Zebra. I could just be the Zebra. Or you just drop the rest and just call me the Zebra.
All right. He's the Zebra?
Zebras run fast, right? We go run fast, cash bets. All right, run. I like it. That's my new personal slogan.
Ooh. Okay, listen. Anybody out there who fancies himself a graphic designer, this is it. Make Cody.
JDK's running over to ChatGPT right now.
Oh my God, you know he is. Make Cody a zebra logo, a Cody zebra. No,
that'll be in the Discord within the next 5 minutes if he's still listening.
I am right there with it. All right, beautiful. All right, Cody.
All right, next up for me, Rod, Christian Eckes making his return to the Truck Series, top 5 at plus 110. I know we've had to suffer through watching him in shit equipment for calling all season, but don't forget how amazing this man is, Rod. Last year, he led 64 laps. He won stage 1, won stage 2, finished in 2nd place after starting on the pole. Hell of a day for him. You can kind of make the same argument as earlier. This is an additional team, all that stuff, but McAnally Hilgeman already has 14 other trucks out there, so I think they know how to do that stuff a little bit better. So I'm not overly concerned. And Eckes, a bit more of a veteran driver than a Quapple, right? Quapple's a very young guy. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. We've seen up and down results throughout the Xfinity Series this year, but more of that has been on the car than it's been on him, really, in particular. But, short tracks, flat tracks, 8th place run at Phoenix in Xfinity again. You need a 5th place here in the trucks, but lesser competition at the top. I guess there's some argument to be made there, but 9th place finish at Bristol where he had a good day. As well as coming off the 8th place run at Watkins Glen. But you go back to the Truck Series and you look at 2024. Last year, he was in this same truck, basically, right? He was in the 19. This year, it's the 16. It's a different truck, but he was so... Rod, he finished top 10. So in every race but one last year. Every Atlanta, the second race of the season, he finished 32nd. Every other race, he was in the top 10. 3rd, 9th, 3rd, 1st, 6th, 4th, 6th, or 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 2nd, 3rd, 1st, 2nd, 10th. Oh my God, a horrible day. 6th, 4th, 8th, 1st, 6th, 32nd back at Atlanta, 10th to open the season at Daytona. That was his season last year. How fucking good was he last year? He was so good. Martinsville, short track, 133 laps led win, 187 laps led win. Those were the 2 Martinsville races. Came here, he led the 64 laps, finished in 2nd place. IRP led 73 laps, finished in 2nd place. Bristol, another track he was great at, led 144 laps, won the race. Don't forget, he led every single lap at Nashville, starting in 3rd place. He didn't even start in the front row. He led every single lap, 150 laps. He was so good in the trucks last year, and he was the guy that Corey Heim was shaking in his boots about on the short tracks. And, we've not talked about Majeski. Obviously, he's part of that too, but Christian Eckes was fucking amazing last year. So consistent. Don't forget what happened last year because of Colleague. Colleague, I feel like, is ruining Christian Eckes for us, Rod, and I hate them for it. But don't forget that he's going to come back, pick up where he left off. One finish outside of the top 10 all truck season long last year. Absolutely freaking insane. Plus money for a top 5. I love it. Then, Rod, I'm going to jump over to Luke Fenhaus. 16-1 for a top 5. This is my long shot here. He did finish in the top 5 just a couple of weeks ago back at Michigan. He's not started every single week, but he is a short track guy. He's been running some other stuff as well. 12th place at IRP. He started in 9th, finished in 12th. That's a respectable finish. That's kind of what you hope best. That's one of the better cases for Luke Fenhaus, right? But if you can finish in 12th, we've seen how chaotic these truck races get at the end of the day at times, especially on short tracks. If he can put himself in position, he's the type of guy that can get up there. They've not all been great. 22nd at Bristol. That's really all the short track stuff he's done this year. That Michigan finish, though, again, survived the chaos, be there at the end. 7th place last year at IRP. He was 2 spots outside of finishing inside that top 20, or top 20, inside of the top 5, rather. I wish we had top 20s. That'd be great. 10th place at Worldwide Technology last year as well. So he's had some good runs. This is a fairly chalky card, that's the way things have just been taking us lately, and we're in the zone right now. We things have been going well with these more chalkier cards and have worked out good for us. But you could still have your sprinkles on some long shot stuff. If Fenhaus runs 30th all day, he was 16-1. If he's fast in practice, like we've seen him be multiple times, if he starts first like he did at Michigan, you're going to feel really good about this bet when we get to the race day. And he could put it together, finish 7th like he did at IRP last year. Maybe he ups that to a 5th place finish. 16-1. It's worth a stab.
It is indeed, especially because there's a lot of craziness that short tracks still bring to the. I mean, I know, like you said, it's been chalky a lot lately, but all it takes is for Austin Hill to decide he wants to learn that he's got a front bumper, and everybody else suffers for it, and somebody else benefits from it. So, I absolutely love that as well. And as far as Christian Eckes is concerned, remember, he hung toe-to-toe with Carson Hocevar a couple seasons ago as well. It was Hocevar, it was Heim, it was Eckes. All three of these guys were the dominant feature or dominant drivers in this. But, I love Eckes, and I'm glad you put him in there because I was going to put him in as well. So definitely love some Eckes this week. Antonio, he just hopped on the show, but he's loving some Tyler Ankrum. Well, back up a little bit.
Talked about him, yeah.
I love me some Tyler Ankrum as well. He is the cover boy for a reason. Speaking of cover boys, I don't think I put Layne Riggs on the cover. That was so long ago, Cody. That was hours ago. I don't even know what I was doing at the time. But I'm going to talk about Layne Riggs just like you did. But I'm going to put him as a top 3 truck. -120 over on DK. You had talked earlier about his head-to-head matchup against Corey Heim, and like everybody's been saying, he's literally just the 1A to Corey Heim's 1, or I guess 1B to Corey Heim's 1A. However, he's making a very bold statement in trying to be that 1A. And he's got a 5th place finish here already in the 2024 race. I know that's not 3rd, but lest we not forget, he won IRP a couple of weeks ago. He had the 2nd place finish at North Wilkesboro. I mean, he's just that good. 6th place at Bristol. He's going to be in the winning conversation, and I'll even expand further later on. But I think top 3, we could run a mini truck lift on Layne Riggs, or as much as the books allow us to run a truck lift on Layne Riggs this week, because I feel like if there's going to be somebody that wins that's not Corey Heim, that's not some of these other guys that you're about to give out, it's going to be a Layne Riggs. And so I think top 3, if he misses the win, he's going to probably end up being top 3. So this is where you can catch the rebound if he doesn't end up winning this race.
Yeah, he's the favorite for a reason, right? And this allows Ty Majeski to win this race. This allows Corey Heim to win this race, or Chandler Smith, or Christian Eckes, or these other guys. He's going to be, I gave him out to beat Corey Heim earlier. You're going to have to probably be a top 3 truck to get that done, right? A majority of the time. So, I do like this bet as well. And I think he should be, if not the best, one of the best. And that's what you're looking for with this type of bet. I'm going to go over to a group bet that I really like, Rod. So this is available as Group A on Bet365, and you can get Daniel Hemrick in this group at +260. The same group is also posted over on Caesars. So if you've only got one or the other, plus 220. So a little bit of a shorter number, but still available. Same exact group, all four of the same drivers, which you don't always see, so it's kind of nice that it's exactly the same. But I'm going to take Daniel Hemrick in this group at plus 260. I read off some of his stats to you a little bit ago and how consistent he's been all season, right? And he just kind of shows up. Again, it's not overly fancy. He doesn't lead a ton of laps, but he gets you nice, solid results. Coming off the second at Watkins Glen, 7th at IRP, 9th at Lime Rock, 5th at Pocono. A tough race in Michigan, but 4th at Nashville, 8th at Charlotte, 4th at North Wilkesboro. A lot of those short tracks, right? Martinsville, he ended up sneaking through there, winning that race. He led 4 laps. That was it. But stuck through, won the race because he was in the right place at the right time. So the consistency is what I like there. That's why I took him in the head-to-head bet earlier. In this group with him, Carson Kvapil. I've already kind of made my case against him. As much as I love the kid, I'm out on him this week. Corey LaJoie's in this group, Rod. I did make a case for him in a head-to-head, but he doesn't have the upside that a Hemrick has, I don't think, at this point in time. The other driver in this is Tyler Ankrum. So he definitely scares me the most out of this group, for sure, because I expect him to have a solid day. But I think Daniel Hemrick can beat him. I feel pretty confident he'll beat Kvapil. I feel confident he'll beat LaJoie. So then you kind of get down to plus 260 head-to-head against Ankrum. I'll take Hemrick in that. I don't mind that at all. So, that's Group A over on Bet365, Group B over on Caesars, and it's Daniel Hemrick over Carson Kvapil, Corey LaJoie, and Tyler Ankrum.
Yeah, and this is one where I wouldn't feel too bad anyways, because even if Ankrum does finish inside of the top 10, a lot like Pochters and Henry is saying over there that...
Old Sour D there.
Old Sour D. I love you, Sour D. Look... The Hemrick thing is a great angle because I think he's going to run well just like you, and it's just a matter of how well and can he be in the top 5 conversation. I know I think Ankrum can, and I think Hemrick can too. So it's just a matter of if Ankrum finishes 5th and
you could bet,
Hemrick finishes
you could
4th.
bet both of these too, because if you take Ankrum top 5 at plus 350 and Ankrum wins or finishes in the top 5, not going to be as sad about losing this group. Now, you could maybe hit both if Hemrick finishes 4th, right? But that's kind of another way to sort of hedge out of this if you want to, or possibly double dip. I think you could find ways to be happy with either result and kind of cover yourself in a way. So I don't mind that at all.
I don't mind that at all either. Very few weeks is the winning truck number.
This is why you got to be in the Discord, Rod. I told you it wouldn't take him long. JDK has got, this is actually...
Is it beautiful?
It's pretty beautiful. If you're not in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord, jump over there. If you're new to the Discord and you're just joining, hit me up in the DMs. I'll help verify you so that you can escape our AI, which is can be troubling at times with new people, but it keeps out the spam, which is great. So, it's a good one. I like it.
I can't wait to watch it or see it or to look at it or to actually start
just
using
a picture, but it's I like it. That's the new nickname, Rod. I think I'm going to start going by it.
Zebra?
Cody Zebra Zeeby says so. There we are.
Zebra. All right, fine, JDK. It's on you now. Make me a hot rod logo. That's what I'm looking for now. All right. Very few weeks in the truck series is the winning truck number odd at plus money. This is one of those weeks. Plus 120 for the odd to be the winning truck number. And look, we talked about it, right? Corey Heim, not stellar this season at short tracks, but he's still Corey Heim, and he could still end up winning this race. So if you don't feel comfortable betting on Corey Heim, here's where you're betting on Corey Heim, right? You're getting the 11 truck who has been the dominant truck over and over and over again. You're getting Sammy Smith, who, by the way, I know that I just said to take him in it, but he's still in that 7 truck, which means it's going to be a good truck. It'll be competing for a good solid finish. It's just a matter of how solid. Well, if he wins, you get him there. You get Grant Enfinger, which we just talked about just a second ago. Again, you get Corey Heim. You get Tanner Gray, totally, a little bit ignored. But you get Gio Ruggiero, who is everybody's darling lately, right? Gio Ruggiero, one of those young drivers that has captured the attention of our Discord. Everybody loves him, some Gio top 5. We didn't bring him up in this episode. I know he's on the cover, but this is kind of how I got him in there. Average finish this year of 12.9. He did finish 3rd at Watkins Glen, 3rd at Lime Rock. I get it. Those are both road races. But North Wilkesboro, he finished 7th. Kansas, he finished 4th. So a couple good solid finishes there for Gio Ruggiero in that 17 truck. But you get him. You also get Daniel Hemrick if Daniel Hemrick decides to win this race and win the group and everybody else. And then, you get Ben Rhodes. You get Jack Wood if anybody loves to do some Jack Wood. You get Corey LaJoie if Corey LaJoie wins this race. You get Roger Carruth if Roger Carruth wins this race. There's decent enough people in there that you can feel good if the odd number hits. But really, this is just if Corey Heim ends up winning and you missed out on the outright, this is your attempt to catch all on that one. So
I gotta disagree with you on this, Rod. I usually don't disagree with you on number bets, but let's look at the odds board. Corey Heim, so I'm gonna bet 365. Heim is the favorite. Layne Riggs, even number. Majeski, even number. Chandler Smith, even number. Christian Eckes, even number. Then Enfinger Smith, you kind of get into some other guys. That's a lot of heavy hitters on short tracks that are really good that are all even numbers. I was real close to putting even number at -150 in this doc today, Rod.
But that's why I didn't, though. That's why, because I was like, look, if
just bet Heim though at +275, like.
Well, you can do that.
Are you that worried about Corey LaJoie? Like, I'm not even. I got Corey LaJoie. I haven't even pulled out the picture. I didn't pull out the picture earlier for the bet, Rod. But
no, you didn't.
I'm not like I just bet Corey Heim if I was you.
Okay, fine. Then you can also bet the under 26.5 as well over there on Caesars. And for the life of me, I did not write down exactly what that was. But under 26.5 is the also kind of the second thing of what I'm turning on to this one. The props under 26.5 is +120. It's another plus money bet on under 26.
You're getting all the same. I mean, the over is Layne Riggs, is Ty Majeski, is Chandler Smith. Christian Eckes will fall under in the 16, and Grant Enfinger, Sammy Smith. Okay, you're getting some people underneath at least. Hemrick's under this one, so I like the under number better, but you're still missing a lot of the heavy hitters, Rod.
Yeah, but you're going to triple up if Corey Heim decides he actually wants to win a short track, and you'll be like, oh, my God, what's going on?
I'm never going to put it past him, but I don't know. All right, Rod, to the outrights we go. Yeah, it's a tough, obviously Corey Heim you can make a case for every week. I sort of made a case that I don't think he's going to win this week, and I think that opens some things up. Layne Riggs, you can obviously always make a case for. We talked earlier about how great he should be. Ty Majeski at 4-1 is tempting. He's obviously so good at short tracks, but gosh, he's not been the same lately. And even IRP a couple of weeks ago, he doesn't get it done, even though he looked pretty good. So I'm going down to Chandler Smith, +550 over on the DraftKings. You can get this, Rod. Talked about him earlier. Obviously, he dominated this race a couple of years ago. Last time he raced here at this track, and he's been really good on the short tracks. Obviously, his teammate has been really good, Layne Riggs, as we've touched on quite a bit. But he's been solid on the short tracks. He got that win at Bristol after leading a ton of laps. I think we're going to, North Wilkesboro didn't lead much, but in position, takes the win there late. I think that could be a Chandler Smith day. I like him at +550. And Christian Eckes returns. He's 7-1. I think it's disrespectful. One race last year, he didn't finish outside the top 10, and his wins were all on the short tracks. That's where he was good. That's where he showed up. This truck is going to be good. These McAnally-Hilgeman trucks, there's a lot of them, but when they've got good drivers in them, those trucks are good, and we continue to see that. And there's even an argument to be made about what Eckes did last year compared to what Hemrick's not doing this year. It's been consistent and good, and we like that. It's great for some of these bets, but it's not been the race-winning type of truck that we saw so much from Eckes last year. He's going to get in here and kind of show his teammate up, I think, a little bit. You can also, Rod, Caesars has got the dual forecasts up. You can get the Eckes Chandler Smith, that is, dual forecast, so they can finish 1-2 either direction. 12-1, I don't mind hitting that a little bit, so give me that. And then, Rod, from the top rope, because this is what he does, and you can't ever sleep on this guy, Joey Logano, Rod. I'm going to – oh, wait. It's Ben Rhodes, same guy. It's the same difference, right? But we didn't even talk about this, by the way. This is the final race of the regular season for the trucks. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind. Ben Rhodes, 11 points out right now, so he's right there. But what if he just walks it off with a win on his way to his third championship? Because that's what this guy does. He wins odd year championships. The opposite of Joey Logano. 45-1 over on DraftKings, Rod. I don't think you can go into this race where he might be able to put himself in a win. And granted, they're probably going to be heavily points racing, but he's been good here. 7th place last year. He had a 7th in 2021, a 3rd place here in 2020. He pops up and wins races when you at least expect him to. Do not ever, ever, ever count Ben Rhodes out. Do not ever count Joey Logano or Ben Rhodes, either one, out when it comes to playoff shenanigans, Rod, because this is what they do. Joey did it last year by getting Bowman disqualified and finding his way to the championship. Like, these guys just find ways to do it. 45-1. You got all these great short track aces, all this shit. And here comes Ben Rhodes stealing the win. Gambles on Ty. I mean, there's possible strategy in here, depending on how the race is going for him. Like, there's a possibility, too, he just races safe, but 45-1, I can't pass up on him when we're getting into crunch time. And dude just has ice water running through his veins.
Yeah, and for I tell you, Ben Rhodes, it's crazy to think about it that way. And you're right. But hold on, what truck number is it? Oh, it's odd. Yeah, so you'd get the odd one as
45-1. So I don't care about your -1 whatever bet.
I care because that's still more money that you end up winning.
Nothing else matters if you hit the 45-1 round.
You say that, but that extra $15 in your pocket gets you another beer or 6.
Okay.
So
I do like cashing more bets. So you're fine.
See, green is better than red every single time. But yeah, no, I love all of them. In fact, you took every one of them that I could have possibly wanted. And so I just said, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to suggest Riggs plus 330. Look, over 3-1 for Layne Riggs to win this race. We just talked about him all episode long already about how his wins have come and how he's been good and how he's pushing Corey Heim at pretty much every step of the way. He is kind of the aggressive driver that you want without being too overly aggressive. And don't ask Corey Heim if Layne Riggs is too aggressive, because he's going to tell you a completely different story. But I think he's found that line between aggression and just dickishness overall that Layne Riggs has been able to be a driver that you expect him to be a little bit on the edge, but not completely trying to take out everybody in his path and, attaching a scooper to him to try to just move people over for the wins. He's going to race you hard, and he may end up making contact, but I don't think Layne Riggs is looking for a fight. So, but I do think at over 3-1, that's a really good price for Layne Riggs on an outright, and I think it's worth a shot. Yes, it goes against both of my number bets, but in Cody logic and Zebra logic, if I hit this 3-1, I'm not mad about missing my number bets.
There you go. I'd take it. And yeah, it's you can't really make much of an argument against Layne Riggs. He's been amazing. He's been the guy who's been able to stand up with Corey Heim time and time again. He's been great on short tracks. I mean, honestly, he's sort of pushed Ty Majeski out as the guy when you think of short tracks. So that's really how it's gone lately. So I can't really make a case against him.
Absolutely love it. All right, get out your pen and paper. Time to go over our bets for this eero 250. Sorry, folks, if you're watching on YouTube, no graphic today because
it's been a week, Rob.
I'm freaking tired. You guys, I am tired. Like, you guys, I don't think you appreciate what it takes to bring this to you all every day. But it's just, I'm tired. So you'll have to write it out yourselves. I'm going to have to make you do it all by, get out like you're in school. Get out your pen, get out your paper. Time to go to the bets. Cody started you off. Layne Riggs over Corey Heim at -105 over on Bet365. I said Grant Enfinger would finish better than Sammy Smith at -115. You can find that on DraftKings. Cody said that Daniel Hemrick would finish better than Carson Kvapil at -105 over on Bet365, and also gave you Corey LaJoie over Carson Kvapil at +105 over on ESPN. I'm elevating Grant Enfinger to a top 5 finish at +180 over on Hard Rock. Cody's giving you Chandler Smith as a top 3 truck at +120. I said Tyler Ankrum would be a top 5 truck at +350 over on Hard Rock. Cody said Christian Eckes would be a top 5 truck at +110. Also, Luke Fenhaus as a top 5 at 16-1. I said Layne Riggs will securely plant himself in the top 3 at -120 over on DK. Cody said Daniel Hemrick is going to win Group A over on Bet365, as well as Group B on Caesars at +260 over the likes of Kvapil, LaJoie, and Ankrum. And then I gave you the winning truck number as odd at +120, and then under 26.5 at +120 as well over on Caesars. Cody said Chandler Smith at plus 550. Christian Eckes at 7-1. And then the dual forecast over there on Caesars as well with 12-1 Smith and Eckes. That means they can finish either way. And that's fantastic. And then I hate my wrestling background. Every time I read Rhodes, it's Cody Rhodes. How about Ben Rhodes? 45-1 over on DK. I gave you Layne Riggs at plus 330. Cody, this is when we do these late shows, I realize that my mind just goes.
I love it, Rod. It makes it even more entertaining, makes it even better. It's great.
I hope so. It's funny. I listened the other day for quality control because I think I listened I used to listen to everyone when we first started, right? Just to make sure, just to dial it in. Now it's like once every couple of weeks. And so I was listening the other day to one of the episodes for quality control, and I was like, God, I absolutely love where this show's gone. I love listening to you. I love the way that this whole thing flows, and I got to tell you, it's always a blast. And if making this at night and making my brain go even that much more mush makes it more entertaining, whew, guys.
Gotta love it, Rod. Hendrick Motorsports of NASCAR Gambling Podcast. We're here to stay.
Absolutely love it. All right, well, we're not here to stay right now. We're going to move on. Tomorrow we will come back with our DFS episode and our underdog picks for the slate. And then don't go away because Friday's going to be fun. I'm not going to say anything more than that. We're going to have an episode on Friday.
Stay tuned. That's I think that's the best. Go over to the YouTube NASCAR Gambling Podcast YouTube channel and subscribe, click the bell. We'll be live, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
It will be a lot of fun. That's it. That's all you get. Friday episode, bonus episode for you guys.
Bonus bets. We'll have a guest. It's going to be a ton of fun.
And we will all accept new logo. JDK's already got the new one. Make sure you go to Discord, check that out. That's always a blast. But yes. All right, Cody. Well, then let's let everybody go so they can start placing these bets before the line moves.
Yes, let's do it, Rod. Love this truck race. Super, super pumped. Friday night, don't forget, get those bets in. Friday night, under the lights, where the truck series should always be. You got to love it. You can find all of Cody the Zebra Zeeb stuff over on the X at Husker_Zebrod. There's a lot of it. Preseason NFL stuff, lacrosse, NASCAR, college football, a bunch of preview stuff for that. Tons and tons of stuff. So follow me over there, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
That's right. Not Cody the Zebra, just Zebra. You are just Zebra now.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Definitely love it. Yes. Follow me on Twitter at RJ Villagomez. Link in the about everything I've got going on. Whether it's here, make sure you're checking out the Back Road tomorrow night with Seth and Elliot as they break down Richmond as well. And then, I've been doing this DGen play of the day for the SGPN site. That handball pick didn't hit tonight. Stupid handball. But, make sure you're checking it out. I got esports on there. I've got darts on there. I'm going to have some other random things that's going to make you go, well, you guys already know because you listen to this show. But the other people out there that don't know the crazy sports that I love, you'll get to know them very well on Twitter at RJ Villagomez. We'll see you tomorrow with some DFS. Love you guys so much. Until then, let's go racing and let it ride.